So Jupiter is in the second house in Cancer because you're a Gemini ascendant. So what is this Jupiter going to do? And as always, if you want to know where your Jupiter is, along with all your astrological details, check out the links here, astrology.com, where you'll find my books, reports, consultations, and link to my academy, Vedic Astrology Academy, where I'm currently doing marriage course, which you can join anytime. So Jupiter is in the second house in Cancer, which is the position of Jupiter is being exalted. Okay, so the one thing you will see is that especially your ability to make money, home, marriage, profession, strongly gets influenced by the mother. And if the mother is not there, it's going to be strongly influenced by guru of the family or somebody elder in the family. But you will see, most of the time people have mothers. And there's a strong influence and guidance that comes through the mother. Now, if Jupiter is retrograde, it takes away that. Now you are responsible for learning things on your own. One will feel like, I have no help. I have to do things on my own. But the other thing that also happens, if Jupiter is alone, not conjunct any other planet, then remember the retrograde planet becomes 3 times more powerful. That means one is going to make money, wealth 3 times over. Okay. But because it's retrograde, one no longer gets the support to achieve those things. One does it on their own merit. Naturally, Jupiter here, if planet is retrograde, first they will follow the family lineage rules, regulations, eating habit, food habit, and then suddenly after 30, 31, the person completely changes their food habit. Goes from sattvic food to rajasic foods. Okay? And because Jupiter goes retrograde, so it'll behave like it's in Gemini, right? And Gemini is a rajasic sign. This person becomes cruel when it comes to dealing with a retrograde Jupiter in the second house will become cruel about protecting his money, wealth. Okay? Also, if Jupiter is retrograde in this situation, I will always advise this person to marry their spouse twice. Do a regular marriage in the like regular marriage, and then go to whatever place is your religious, sanctuary is, like temples, mosque, gurdwara. Go there and just do a ceremonial marriage with a priest. And yet you will see with this Jupiter, if it's retrograde, then 2 reversals of marriage proposals will happen. If, let's say, you're going for that traditional marriage proposals in regular life, like anywhere in Europe, US, modernized India, yeah, you'll have several breakups before you meet the right person. Okay. The other thing we'll also see with this Jupiter in the second house, obviously if it's in Cancer and it's direct, the person makes money through their speech. Speech, whether it's harsh, because we don't know what planets are going to be affecting this Jupiter. But through speech, the person will make their money. And especially the speech, if a malefic is impacting this Jupiter, then it becomes emotionally harsh. It becomes surprising. It's not because they have methodically thought of something to come up with to say to you. It's emotional at that spur of the moment. You will also see such a person will change their residence few times. If it's retrograde, a lot of times. Okay. On the other hand, wealth-wise, the person is naturally at one point or another, I don't care what age, at one point will have all the protection, resources they need in their life. And they probably even want in their life. But a person does become lazy. This Jupiter makes a person lazy. Like, we'll do it tomorrow. And if it's Jupiter is retrograde, then definitely it'll be happening next week, not tomorrow. On the other hand, this Jupiter in the second house, the person will always worry and cry about expenses in their life. Oh my God, like especially after marriage, they complain about expenses. They complain whether it's to themselves or to the spouse about, oh, we gotta budget things. Why is this thing is going on? Why is that thing going on? Why this is happening? Why that is happening? But one thing we see with Jupiter in the second, okay, it can also bring about sudden debt in a person's life. And that debt transforms you, completely transforms your life. We can't say good or bad, but somehow it changes your life. Like, for example, with Jupiter in the second house, especially past the age of 34, okay, if a person gets a home and home is on mortgage, meaning you're paying monthly instead of just paying cash, suddenly a big transformation comes in your life. Big changes comes in. So especially for Gemini in this case, debts can make you or break you. We just have to see the whole chart. But you will see, even when you got your first credit card, you spend money on, there's some big change would have happened. Okay. Whether it's terms of your money, health, relatives, something would have taken place. And at the same time, this Jupiter in the second house makes a person comfortable in repetitive work. Any work that is repetitive, routine, it makes them comfortable with that work. The person doesn't, after a certain age, if they like the work they do not want to change it. Now, it's one thing if early in life you're doing odd jobs and jobs you don't like. Of course, you're going to want to change. So we see that logic. But once a person is said that this is my work, that's it. They want that same routine with that work every day. And this person is well versed in classical music, classical literature. And if somehow Mercury is trine from Venus conjunct or trine from Jupiter conjunct Jupiter, classical dance also comes into play. One becomes very good at graphology and handwriting with this Jupiter, especially with this Jupiter in the second house. If Mars, Ketu somehow get linked with this Jupiter, it can make a person a brilliant chef. Even if it's not their profession, they will be very skilled in the art of cooking. Okay. And then, because Jupiter is in the second house, obviously, what is this showing? Marriage becomes very important for this person because marriage is what invokes your bank account and money and wealth. Now, don't ever look at the word money and wealth as like, oh, I'm now going to be in the top 1%, top 5%, top 10%. No, that particular part is not just seen from this one position of Jupiter. I wish it was there. But it activates it. So maybe let's say you were making 60,000 a year. After marriage, you might be making 150, 100 in a few years. So it definitely increased that. And especially for you going from 50 to 150, that's almost a 150% increase. So you should be happy that this has happened. The problem that happens is two problems happen: influence and inflation, the two I's. You get influenced, you're seeing somebody drive a Lamborghini and all of that in the streets of Mumbai or Los Angeles. You're like, now that's the level I want to be at. Or when you are making 150, the inflation takes over. Now that 150 is worth 90,000. Okay, but again, when it comes to money, it's just not this one thing that will show. Usually with this Jupiter, my God, such people can become very moody. If you say something about their looks or family or their food, you complain about their food, they will either emotionally shut down or they'll become very defensive. This Jupiter increases lust. This Jupiter will increase lust. At the same time, if Jupiter is retrograde in Cancer, you will see such a person at young age would have stolen money from father's wallet or mother's purse. Okay. Or even they could have taken someone's gold. But it would happen at a young age if it's a retrograde. Direct or retrograde will increase lust. And if it's retrograde, increases lust 3 times over. Also, such a person will, at one point in their life, in their profession, they will have to travel. They'll have to see constant changes in their work. And that's the thing. If such a Jupiter exists with you, do not take on type of work that is like redundant, and not redundant, but like steady at one spot, because I know Jupiter wants you like that. Okay, but it needs to have some form of change. Change is actually better in this case. And if it's retrograde, 100%. Okay, so if let's say your routine is to travel somewhere, your routine is to go to this house, this place, that place, and that is your routine, that works perfectly. Like somebody who's a diamond wholesaler with this Jupiter, they travel to different places, different countries, seeing diamonds, seeing this. That is their routine. That's what they love. Also, this Jupiter, you would have seen this if you're in your 30s or 40s. Big positive transformation in your father's profession would have taken place. Meaning after your birth, not before your birth. Big change in your father's profession would have taken place, but not for the worse, for the better. And the other thing we also see, such a Jupiter also shows your siblings gain some form of valuable item, either gold or something from their in-laws. A lot of wealth. Your siblings' in-laws will be wealthy, or at least one of them. Okay. So anyway, guys, this was Jupiter in the second house in Cancer for Gemini Ascendant people. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below so you don't miss this type of videos. If you want to know everything about your Jupiter or my consultation, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.